Dock starting a foil can feel frustrating, especially when you don't know what actually matters. So in the next 10 minutes, I'll walk you through everything you need, step by step, from your setup all the way to efficient pumping. And at the end, I'll show you a small detail almost everyone ignores that makes a huge difference in how long you can glide. First, let's fix your setup first, because if this is off, nothing else works. Foil and board choice are playing a big role in pump foiling, as they will define the lift, glide, and power you need to spend while pumping to be able to stay up on your foil. The perfect mast length for pump foiling is between 70 and 85 centimeters to keep the drag to a minimum while still having enough flight height for efficient pumping. Mount the foil to your board with the mast positioned in the center of the foil tracks. Moving the mast forward will require more weight above your front foot when pumping. Moving the mast backwards will add more pressure on your back foot while staying up on the foil. Mount the fuselage with the stabilizer already attached onto your mast. A recommended fuselage length is between 60 centimeters and 70 centimeters to keep the stability needed while maintaining maneuverability. If you are completely new to the world of foiling, a high-aspect front wing with a size above 2,000 square centimeters is recommended. If you are already foiling with a wing, parawing, or a kite, a good size to start with is around 1,700 square centimeters up to 2,000 square centimeters. Before heading out, make sure all screws are tight. If you're into quick progression tips like this, hit subscribe. Now that your setup is dialed in, let's quickly cover how to stay safe while practicing. Safety is key, just like in any other foiling discipline. Wearing a protection vest and helmet when getting into pump foiling will not only make you feel more comfortable when jumping onto your board the first couple of times, but will also protect you from possible injuries in the very rare case of crashing onto your foil or board. Not only for your safety, but also for the safety of others, it's important to be conscious when selecting the spot for your pump foiling session. Here's a quick checklist for selecting a pump foil spot. Make sure there aren't any people swimming around you or within a radius of at least 30 meters. Make sure the water is deep enough at the starting point and everywhere you might end up with your foil. Check for possible boat attachment points sticking out on the dock. Avoid hitting those with your feet or foil. Make sure there aren't any boats attached near the dock you're starting from. The foil board can go in unexpected directions after a failed start and can cause damage at impact. A wooden dock will very likely get very slippery after a couple of attempts due to the water. Be aware of that. Make sure to know how to crash and fall off your board. A general rule for falling off the board when foiling is, once you are losing balance, don't fight against it. Rather, let yourself fall into the same direction as your board is falling to avoid foil contact. Always keep these key elements in mind when heading out for a pump foil session to keep your foiling sessions safe. Once that's covered, your environment matters more than you think. Finding the perfect dock for the beginning of your pump foil journey will help your progression tremendously. Especially when getting into pump foiling, the perfect dock will make a big difference and will boost your confidence during your starts. First thing to look out for is, are you starting in a goofy or regular stance? Not every dock allows you to start in all directions. Look for 2 to 3 meters of run-up space that allows you to jump onto your board with your chest pointing towards the water. The height of the dock will make a big difference in terms of speed you will carry from jumping on your board until the first couple of pumping movements. Low docks are more technical to get up on the foil than higher docks. Starting from a higher dock will give you more time and clearance before touching the water with your board. The best dock height to start with is around 2/3 of your mast height. Always be aware of the water depth underneath the dock. Don't choose a dock in shallow waters. Choosing a dock that allows you to place your foil into the water and underneath the dock will make the run-up easier. Look out for poles at the very end of the dock that could potentially hit your foil. Remember those key elements for finding the perfect dock. Space for run-up in your preferred stance. Dock height should be around 2/3 of your mast. Look out for shallow water underneath. Use a dock that allows you to place the foil underneath. With the right dock, you're already ahead. Now, let's fix a mistake most beginners make before they even start. Taking time for a few simple pre-start practices will help you to get familiar with the feeling of engaging the foil when jumping onto your board. Take your time and walk through the run-up a couple of times. Place the foil on the water and simulate the steps you are taking to run up and get speed. 3 to 5 steps of run-up will give you enough speed to get going. Hold the board on the heel side edge towards the nose with your front hand. Hold the toe side edge towards the back of the board with your backhand. Walk back and forward a couple of times to get a feel for the movement. The belly start is a good way to get to feel the glide of the foil when jumping on the board. Take your run-up steps and jump onto your belly while holding the board with both hands. Position yourself fairly forward on the board to get enough weight towards the front of the foil. Glide for a couple of meters and repeat. Practice these movements to get familiar with the dock start. Simulate your run-up. Try belly starts. This is where things come together, but your start will decide if you even get on foil. The running start requires a bit of practice, patience, and most of all, consistency. But once you have figured out how to gain speed and momentum by jumping onto your board from a dock, you are not far from opening up the endless possibilities of pump foiling. Place your foil into the water, prepare for your run-up, and hold your board with both hands. Gain speed and run 3 to 5 steps while pushing the nose of your board slightly down, as the foil will generate lift while you are running. Try to keep the board as flat as possible, not letting it angle up while running. When reaching the end of the dock, jump up with your back foot first and follow with your front foot immediately after. Keep holding the board with both hands while jumping on. Once you are on the board, let go of your hands and make sure your feet are well centered on the board for maximum stability. Get into a pumping motion straight away by pushing down on your back leg, letting the foil get up high underneath you, and pushing the nose back down again with your front leg. Keep your upper body upright and over the nose of the board to keep the forward momentum. Using your arms can help to establish a good pumping rhythm. Remember these key elements for a successful running start. Gain maximum speed out of your run-up steps. Push the nose down and keep the board flat while running. Keep your hands on the board while jumping up. Establish a good pumping rhythm. All right, you're up. Now, let's make sure you can actually stay up. Maximizing pumping efficiency is key for long runs and will truly open up the door to pump foiling. A good rhythm is important to keep the pumping movement steady and keep exhaustion to a minimum. Flying high on your foil will reduce drag and will help to minimize the risk of touchdowns. If you already established a good feeling for the glide of your foil in between your pumping movements, utilizing that glide to pause for a few seconds will play a key role on how long you will be able to stay up on the foil and how much distance you will be able to cover. Start imagining more of a hopping motion. With the hopping approach, the push will happen automatically while going up. The glide and speed will be established on the way down. The more experienced you'll be, the more you can move your feet closer together, which helps spread workload and exhaustment between both legs rather than overloading the back leg. Using your arms for a good rhythm and forward motion will be essential if you want to cover longer distances. Remember those key elements to cover greater distances and maximum efficiency. Stay high on your foil. Focus on a hopping motion. Move your feet closer together. Use your arms to keep a rhythm and forward motion. You've got the basics of pumping, but this last detail is what separates short rides from long, smooth glides. Here's the detail almost nobody talks about. It's not about pumping harder, it's about unloading the foil at the right moment. If you stay too heavy on the board, you kill your glide. But if you slightly unweight at the top of each pump, the foil keeps flying with way less effort. Watch the difference. Want to learn more? Download the free Duotone Academy app for in-depth tutorials.